All right, so a couple weeks ago, I went to the Adventures in Citizenship thing, and yeah. So first, I'm gonna be talking about what is the Adventures in Citizenship program. So the Adventures in Citizenship program is intended for youth who are about 16 to 18 years old, and it's held in Ottawa every single year. There are about, I believe, 155 people that go every single year, and for the past couple of years, it was online. So this was the first year it was in person in a while. Yeah. So there were kids from Nunavut, there were a couple from Yukon, BC, everywhere in Canada. And so throughout the program, we had a lot of speakers. So I think there were maybe like 8 to 10 speakers there throughout the whole 4 or 5 days. So I picked 4 who I thought were the best speakers, and I was just going to talk a little bit about who they are and what they did. So the first speaker that I like, the best speaker in my opinion, was Mr. John Heckberg, and he's the executive director of Operation Come Home. So that is pretty much a program which helps give homeless youth an opportunity to get out of homelessness and give them opportunities like jobs and food and shelter and all of that. Next person was Mr. Tibor Agavari, and he was from Hungary, and he had family that faced the Holocaust, and he was talking about how important it is to be Canadian, and how grateful we should be that we do have this opportunity to be Canadian. And then we also got a talk from MP Yvonne Baker, who was responsible for Ukraine and everything Canada does for Ukraine, and he just talked a little bit about what Canada was doing for Ukraine. And then also we had a little speech by Mr. Nabil Ude, who is the president of the Center for Conflict Management. And he wrote a book about conflict management, and he was just kind of summarizing that book and everything that he learned throughout his life about conflict management and everything he did to resolve conflict. So we also visited the House of Commons, and this is pretty much where all of the MPs meet when there is an issue to be discussed. And we got a couple speeches from people there. So the first one was by Anthony Rota, who was the Speaker of the House. We also got a speech by the pages of the House of Commons, and also the Clerk of the House of Commons, who was Eric James. We also had a citizenship ceremony. So this is pretty much people who weren't Canadian. They came and they were given their Canadian status, I guess. And it was nice to see how important it was for them, and how grateful they were when they did get it. So what did I learn from this program? So the main thing that I learned was about the cultural diversity in Canada. So throughout my time there, I met a lot of people from across Canada, and they all had different cultures, and they're all from different places. There are also a lot of exchange students. There was one from Denmark, and I think there was one from Guatemala too. Yeah. I also learned about the privileges and responsibilities of being Canadian. So we're really blessed to be Canadian, and we have to give back to our community and give back to other people who aren't as fortunate. And I think that's part of being Canadian. That's something that we learned throughout the program. And I also learned about how the democratic system in Canada works with just speaking to the MPs and speaking to everybody there. And yeah, I just want to thank Rotary again for allowing me to go on this trip, and I learned a lot from it. We had a lot more time than them. We had about 3 hours every single night to kind of talk to people and meet other people. So I did meet a lot of people from across Canada. I think I would do it again. Yeah, it was I enjoyed it a lot, and I learned a lot from that, from the program. So I met a lot of people there. So we spent a lot of time exploring the campus. So we were on the University of Ottawa campus. So we spent a lot of time exploring the buildings and going to the library. And we also played a lot of sports. Some people brought basketballs and soccer balls and stuff. We were able to play sports there as well.